And just want to start with the announcements. We want to let brothers and sisters know that Friday, just in case I don't know if the sister Janice is online, but I don't know. Just Friday we won't be having Friday and Saturday. We're gonna be down in Virginia. So for Rochester, the brothers gonna be going down to Virginia. So we're not gonna be here this Friday and Saturday for class in person here in Rochester. But we will be streaming live on the on YouTube still for Sabbath class in Virginia. So we're still gonna have Sabbath class, but it's gonna be not gonna be in person in Rochester, but it's gonna be live in Virginia. So we're gonna get together with the brothers in Virginia and have class over there. So just to let everybody know that. Right? So, but just with the announcements, of course we got Houston. We got the Houston location, which is 231 FN 1092 Stafford, Texas. Their class times Mondays, Wednesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Right? And Fridays they have an in-person class. It's not live, but it's in person, and that's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right? And then of course they got the Shabbat class as well. Then you got Virginia, that's 2016 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. So they have classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And Friday they go live on YouTube, so you can tune in with them as well. And then of course you got us here, Rochester, which is 1600 Lyle Ave, Suite 1A, which is Rochester, New York, 14606 for the zip code. And then our class days as well as Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We go live obviously for the Thursday on the YouTube, and that's from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we've taken over the Shabbat live classes on YouTube for Saturday, right? For Shabbat noon class, which is 12 noon or 12 p.m. Got 12 noon to about 5 or till questions is done, right? And then San Antonio is 444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. Right? And they have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, right? And then do they go live Monday? No, they go live every class that they have on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, they go live every class. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They have class on those days. And they stream live on YouTube. And then at the same time, let's say this class ends around 10, sometimes they still be going. So if you still want some more class while you're online, their classes usually go a little extra hour after our normal classes is done. So you can tune in. There's a lot of wisdom out there. So, and then they stream their Shabbat class live as well too. So then we also have coming up, we have the Feast of Pentecost, right? Or First Fruits coming up June 12th, starting on sundown, right? So we're gonna start that on sundown. So Feast of Pentecost, First Fruits, June 12th, starting on sundown. And then you got the Blog Talk Radio, right? You got the Blog Talk Radio with S.O.W. So those are different ways to, so we started just talking about the different streams of ways that we distribute the truth. So you got the blogtalkradio.com/S.O.W., which is Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. And then you have the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, right? The Israelite Media Corps, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, 3 different styles of distributing the truth, right? One is for news and media information. One is more like a docu-series, and then another one is quick wisdom, and you can share these different things that might spark our people in different ways. Your family member might be in the news. You got Israelite Media Corps, right? They like to scroll TikTok and Instagram. Well, let them scroll Israelite Media Corps, They might like quick wisdom. They like TED Talks, and TED Talks they be posting those videos. They be like 5-10 minutes. You got that for 5 minutes of wisdom. So we could be a TED Talk. Right, the word could be a TED Talk, something that can give them an actual solution, not just symptom-based statements, And then we have kids class that can go live in Houston 1 p.m. on Sundays. So we got that going on as well for the kids. And then we got Israelwear, right? You got Israelwear, so you can get your custom garments going, right? You can get a garment, right, like this. With a headband, a tunic, I don't have armbands on, but you can have armbands. So you can get a full gear, or whatever design. You might have a button-up shirt that you want to design. You might want to put leather, Hebrew letters, a Hebrew name, or a prayer on there. You can design it however you like. So it's per your choice, right? Get you something custom, right? So you can get you something custom made. And then you got Fringed Up, where, like this shirt that I have under the garment, which is coming from Fringed Up, where if you want to, without a thought, you can get clothes every month from the sisters by Fringed Up. And if you could pay $35 for the shirt, or you can get a headband with it that matches the shirt for $75 every month. And you don't have to think about it, but your clothes is slowly starting to what? Transition from worldly to Israelite. So you can do that. And with Israel too, I mean, sisters, if y'all got dresses, shit, y'all want to custom make those, y'all get those custom made. Get you a custom made dress. That's dope, you know? One of the sisters, they had made their Passover garment, dress. She had made her Passover dress from scratch. So why not do something like that? That's cool. I know we always talk about the men's garments, but why not, get your Hebrew drip up, sis? So right? Get it right. You know what I mean? This brother coming in what material that is?
This?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let him know. Talk to him.
It's that leather right here, man.
That leather.
Yeah.
Right. Green. Not the Green Goblin. Right? The Emerald Green King. Right? So, but we got that. And we got Hebrew Academy. Right? We got Hebrew Academy for Virginia and Rochester. That's every Monday. Right? So, and in Houston, it's every Tuesday. Right? So, basically, that's for brothers that want to dedicate, learn to be priests, learn to be ministers, learn to share the word, learn how to show that proper sternness, but then also that proper gentleness when dealing with the people. So having a balance of the two, as a teacher and as a minister. But then you want to learn how to uphold that standard on a high level. You don't just want to be I'm coming to class and, I'm going to church. God, you want to do more, right? You want to be the evangelist. You want to be the minister. You want to be everything that the Bible is requiring you to be, right? And you want to reach the highest totem pole of what you can be as far as perfect in this life, right? Like Job, he eschewed evil. So Hebrew Academy is there for that, to eschew evil so that you can teach your people how to discern the good from the unclean. The unclean from the clean, right? So we got that as well. And then if you want to talk for counsel, right? Questions, biblical questions and counsel for it could be marriage, it could be familiar, dealing with people in the world, dealing with brothers and sisters in truth, coming into the knowledge. You got those types of questions, you can contact the priest. Right? You got a biblical question, a breakdown, a class you might want. You may not be a brother that's actively coming in person. You might be in another state. You can contact the priest. Right? So we got Priest Kazaki, which is 757-300-4047. So it's Priest Kazaki at 757-300-4047. Then you got Priest Padazab. Priest Padazab is 303-557-8979. Priest Padazab is 303-557-8979. Then Priest Zion is 346-234-8340. So Priest Zion is 346-234-8340. So that's how you get in contact with the priest. And then we got the different businesses. Sweet Ambiance, Chosen Creations. So you can support those things, right? Sweet Ambiance, get your fragrance and your skincare right. Chosen Creations, get your house decorated and highly favored by the Lord, right? And then keep your mind thinking, it's serious though. Yeah. You ornament your house. You ornament your house with scriptures and Bible verses and biblical characters. And it does what? It says a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So it hits your brain on a different, tune. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of Chosen Creations. Take advantage, support. We ain't gonna say support black business. We're gonna say support Israelite business, right? We're gonna say support a Hebrew business, support a 12-tribe business, right? It's out there. It's out there for a reason. Why? Because we're trying to find ways to stay free from having to work among Esau, right? While we do the work, while we make sure the lights stay on in the school, make sure the internet stay on in the school, right? Make sure we have the proper equipment to make sure that the YouTube is quality when you step in, right? Make sure we have the speakers. Make sure we have the school decorated, beautified, like they would have the temple in the ancient times, right? Make sure we have the supplies to make sure the school stayed maintained, right? So all those things play a factor. So support Hebrew business, support Hebrew business. And if you ain't you're like, I don't like decoration. I don't care about stuff like that. I'm not into fragrances. Well, you can just do a direct donation. right? You can do a direct donation. You can go to the Wells Fargo. You can go to the Cash App. You can go to the Zelle, right? And the number, and you can Cash App. I don't know if they changed this Cash App. Cash HBK donations.
This is still the same.
Still the same? Right. I know we're streaming wisdom, but we still got the donation set up for Cash App as ISBHPK donations, right? And that's all caps, right? With no exclamation point, but you should be excited to donate,
God.
right? Freely give, freely receive.
That's right.
Freely given, freely distribute, right? So that's it on announcements, though. That's it on announcements. So we're gonna go straight to the class, right? So we didn't finish it last week, right? And this is part 2 of last week's class, right? And DeAndre was hounding me about this. He was ready for this class, right? No, I'm just guessing, right? But we about to go into this class, the celestial body, right? Part 2, Christ is crowning. Christ is crowning. So we're going to the celestial body, Christ is crowning, part 2. And just touching on I know last week we ended on Bree's question, and it made me think about it. I was like, okay, we gotta add that part. Just to give it like a little, glimpse of, what that celestial body, the attributes, what you'll be able to do, right? As far as with that celestial body, what's the benefits of that? That's important to know too, right? Because it plays, it's little things like, we know the major things that's important, right? The working on your spirit, these things motivate you when you see the results that come from working on your spirit, and the Most High requiring us to change. But then the Most High through the perks that come with giving yourself to the ministry, giving yourself to the body, and sacrificing your life to be in this ministry and be a brother, be a sister. He put it in the Bible for a reason. Those little perks, that we like to hear those things. Humans like prizes. Humans like to hear about prizes and rewards. So he threw that little incentive in there. Get you like with the oohs and the ahs. So he want to get your reaction, get you sparked. But not for the carnal, not for the vainglory, not for the I just want, and I don't want to give. Right? Spirit. He wants a selfless spirit. Right? He wants a charitable spirit. He wants a giving spirit. But he threw those perks in there for us to know about him. So he gave us a glimpse. So you can write this point. Glimpse into a celestial body. Right? So you can write it. Glimpse into a celestial body. A glimpse into a celestial body. And just write that in the sense of, just those, what it will look like, right? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 15:40. I know we had jumped this at the end of class, but just to rewind and jump right back into it, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 40. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 40. Let's get to it.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40.
Right?
There are also celestial bodies.
So this scripture, if you read above, it was going to the different, going into just the different, there's all flesh is not the same flesh. It talks about there's a kind of flesh of man, another of beasts, another of fish, and another of birds, right? Different types of flesh. But then it goes further into talking about there's also celestial bodies. So there's a differentiation between a celestial body, which is a spiritual body, and what it can do, right? And what it can't do, right? Read.
And bodies terrestrial.
But then there's an earthly body, and what that earthly body can do, its functions and its do's and don'ts.
God.
Right? But what about these bodies? Does the scripture want us to ponder upon? Read.
But the glory of the celestial.
The what?
The glory of the celestial is one.
Right. The glory of the celestial is one. So, bringing us back to the mind of the introduction of the class, right? We're trying to obtain this spiritual body. We're in this fight. We're in this war, spiritual war, where we're having to wake up to who we are, learn what it means to be a Hebrew Israelite, change and endure, not knowing when Christ comes back. But we have a glimpse through the prophecies, right? In the scriptures. So the Most High He has us right where He wants us. Right? Because He's trying to teach us how to endure. He's trying to teach us how to be in the right mind, how to be in the right spirit. So every experience and the way He got the timetable set up, the way He got this whole experience set up is so that you can learn how to truly be humble. So you can learn how to truly have faith in Him. So you can truly learn how to purge out the old man. Right? So this whole dynamic is set up that way for a reason. And one of the blessings, we're going to use that word, one of the blessings that come with serving Him and going through that change and learning what it means to be Israelite, beyond just the fro, the beard, right, the dress, the head wrap, beyond that, right?
God.
He says beyond that little perk there, beyond us just changing in that fashion, he wants us to do what? Dive deeper into our mind, right? Dive deeper into our spirit and see where are the imperfections. And He wants us to attack those imperfections. But in attacking those imperfections, you get a blessing. You get a blessing. And that blessing is, there's a glory of the celestial, and there's a glory. It says, but the glory of the celestial is one. There's a glory in that. And we're going to go into the glimpse of what that glory is. Right? So, read on.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Right, and there's a glory in this flesh too as well. But, obviously, food, right? We can eat, cook, you can enjoy the seasonings, you can enjoy the plants, right? You can run, you can exercise, you can change your physique by just pushing up from the ground 100 times every day. You pump up your chest. Right? You work on your back a little bit. You pull up on a bar. The glory of the flesh. Right? But then on the flip end, in the celestial, right? Now we're going to go to that scripture. Let's go to it. Matter of fact, right now. Joel 2 and 9. Yeah, you know that. Yeah. We just want to establish there's a celestial and there's a terrestrial. Right? Let's go to Joel 2 and 9.
Joel chapter 2 verse 9.
Right? And obviously this is going into go to just start at verse 7. Yeah, so obviously this is going into that celestial body. Alright, this right here is going into the celestial body, just talking about the spiritual body. Right? It's talking about the angels. And in going into this, it's going to give us a glimpse of that celestial. All right? So let's go into it.
Joel chapter 2 verse 7.
Uh-huh.
They shall run like mighty men.
They shall what?
Run like mighty men.
Okay, read.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Right. This is going to give us a glimpse of what the angels are able to do. But the angels are in a what? A spiritual body.
God.
So this is giving us a glimpse of what those celestial bodies can do. You climb dang walls. Right? You climb the wall like a goat. You ever see those mountain goats climbing? And you're like, where are you finding the grip?
Yeah.
Where the heck is the grip? Like, it'd be nothing there. It'd be like this little tiny little spot right here. And the foot hooked on that part. That little cylinder. That little circle. Like, where do you find that grip? But then that's going to be you. Yeah, and using this as an example, would you see Spider-Man do? Right? I mean, you got to use that example. That's what we see. They try to use these Marvel characters, make it into comedy, or make it like something that's light. Or it's like, nah, this is a movie. Nah, this is a cartoon character. Right? This is kids stuff. But they're pulling these examples that they have, or these so-called powers that they give in these individuals in these movies from the what? The Word. They're going to run on the walls. What are you doing? What's Spider-Man doing? He's running on that dang wall. Right? Just to give a visual. Right? Because we don't want to put the Most High in a category with Marvel characters. But just to give everybody a glimpse to be able to visualize it. So, run like you're going to run that wall like a body man. Read. Like an angel. Read.
And they shall march every one on his way.
But we also seen that they're in order. So this ain't just this ain't the Bloods and Crips, and then well, what's the different sects of blood? You Treyway.
8. You got yep.
You got
Trey.
You got Trey.
You got the hats.
You got the hats. But then who's in the blood second that they beefing?
You said who's the what?
Like, you know how you got the Bloods, you got the Crips, but then you have the Bloods beefing with the Bloods.
Oh, with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be beefing over each other for different blocks. Right, you're not gonna have that here.
Right.
That's not what this is gonna be. Right, we can't recall, but we know that it goes on. Right, so, but they're gonna be marching everyone on his way. So everybody's gonna stay on their path that the Most High has them on.
Right.
Right, they're gonna be in order, like we were talking when we read those scriptures, in array. They're gonna be in array. That means they're gonna be in an orderly line. And they're not gonna. I'm not gonna jump ahead to scripture, but read.
And they shall not break their ranks.
You see that? And they're not gonna break their ranks. So they're gonna be in total submission, mentally, spiritually, right? But this is the perk of the celestial body. If you listen to it, these angels are in total submission. You're not warned with your mind. Should I listen to the Bible? Should I follow the scriptures? Or should I watch porn? You're not warned with that.
Right.
Should I, yeah, no, this is facts. This is what the terrestrial body wars with.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with lust, right? Should I be angry, right, and just bust him in his jaw? Or should I talk this situation out? Right? Should I be upset silently and just walk away and just be like, oh, I'll get over it? Or go talk the issue out? You're not going to do that.
Right.
Because why? You're going to know that the scriptures have a requirement, and it says just like it's done in heaven, it's going to be done on earth. So what the rules and regulations we got to follow on earth, they got to follow in heaven. So that celestial body is not going to be warned against. It says the flesh war against the spirit. Right? But they're going to be already in the spiritual body. So there's not going to be that war of, oh, I gotta damn fight somebody just to feel at peace. There's people that just like to fight for no reason. Right? I gotta argue to feel like I'm loved. Right? Because there's people that feel like they gotta argue to feel like they're loved. That's men and women. You're not gonna be moving in that spirit because why? You're gonna be operating in that. You're gonna be in that celestial body. But that's that's fighting right now, resisting those spirits right now. Right? So we gotta fight for that.
I like it, man. Because you won't, that body, you won't be exhausted, tired.
Right.
You'll be replenished. You even, that word not going to even exist because your
Right.
body is going to be just at a complete state.
You're right.
Or it's not,
Right.
just a complete state of peacefulness. That's beautiful,
Yeah.
man.
That's mind, what do you say? Mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be in peace.
Man.
Everything's gonna be in peace. Read. Oh, so we had Joel chapter 2, verse 7. And now we're jumping down to verse 8. This is a glimpse, but this is just a glimpse into that celestial body. Right? This is a glimpse of what we're gonna be capable of. What that body is gonna be capable of. But and again, mind you, this is not just for the men, it's for women too. Right? Because these 144,000 men, they're gonna have what? They're gonna have wives. Right? That were laboring in the truth with them. So you have something to fight for too. I think sometimes because you hear you're like, this is 144,000 men, it might jump over their mind where it's talking about women too. Right? It's talking about there's female angels. So it's talking about women too. Like you don't just die and just like let's say about the animals, right? You just die and you're gone now. Right? No, you go somewhere too. Sisters go somewhere too. Right? So, and the Most High cares about you too. The brothers care about you too. Christ cares about you too. So you got blessings laid up for you too. So you can't forget that as well. So you're fighting for something as well. So you're fighting to be in total submission too. So when you fight your battles, your day-to-day battles, you fight in your relationships, you try to get everything in order in your life. You got to see that when you do it the right way, the Most High is looking at that. And he put a star next to your name. When you overcome it.
Yeah.
He put a star next to your name. When you really lock into what you're supposed to be doing for him. You see that? So, but we're going into this point about there's a glimpse into the celestial body, right? Because we talked about it last week. The celestial body, Christ is crowning, and we was going into us having to do things to even be considered for this celestial body. For the Most High, even want to put you in the conversation like, oh, let's put her application in. Let's put his application in. Let's consider them for this celestial body. But you got to be putting in some type of work. We got to be putting in some type of work. And that's talking about that inner man. You got to practice learning how to put that flesh in submission. You got to earn it. We got to earn it. But we're going into the glimpse of what the celestial body is capable of. Just read the Joel 2:7 again. Just for everybody that came in.
Joel chapter 2 verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
They shall run like mighty men.
Right.
They shall climb the walls like men of war.
Right.
And they shall march every one on his ways. So
they're going to break their ranks. And we used the example earlier of them climbing that wall like a mighty men. You know, we don't want to put the Most High in the same sense as a Marvel character, but just to give everybody a visual example, we talked about how Spider-Man was climbing them walls, right? And we used the example of how the goats, those mountain goats, they be climbing the dang cliff, and you wondering how the heck they get the grip.
Steep ones.
Steep, and they be moving fast, not slow.
Yep.
So we was at a work site yesterday, construction work, right?
Right.
And it was these kids that was. They had to be like at least 19, 20. And it was a steep gate that the two kids was jumping over. But one of them he jumped on, like, he reached the top of it, like without his feet touching, and then he pulled his body right over the whole gate. So when he jumped, he held the top of the fence and then pulled his whole body over the gate. And then jumped down like it was nothing. I'm like, so I seen him today in the mall. I'm like, man, that jump was unbelievable because I remember when I was young, I had capabilities, but just think about in the ancient times,
right?
When that'd be minute, like that'd be something small. Like we was
something small when we was kids. You're right though. You're right. When you was a kid, you jumping over them dang gates. You know, you get that adrenaline. You get chased by a dog. You get that adrenaline. You get that adrenaline, you're like, damn, I ain't never jumped like that before. You mid-thought in the air. You thinking about it. So yeah.
I could see how like these angels, they're gonna be running, they're gonna be jumping. And It's gonna be crazy, man.
It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be unfathomable. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah. No, that was right on point. Because I mean we did all these things as kids, you know, you see all the athletes right now, they doing, but this is low-level stuff, though, that we capable of. You know, just doing one-hand catches, you ain't even looking.
Right.
The ball on the machine, making the machine go quick, you ain't looking, you going, catching it. Dude pitching at 96 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Dude catching it. The ball going 90 miles per hour. Then the guy running, catching up with the baseball in the air. Right? But these are things we do athletically on a low level in the flesh. This is the terrestrial body, though. So you got to think about what the celestial body, who not bound the flesh and having broken bones, is capable of. You see that?
God.
Open the door. Yeah. What you gonna say, Rep?
Oh.
Somebody else say that?
Nah, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you gotta think about these things though, right?
God.
You gotta think about those things. So it's like this is the terrestrial body.
Yeah.
But remind you, what we just read, it said there's a glory of the terrestrial, there's a glory of the celestial.
God.
Right? And it's cool that you be bound to gravity. You bound to gravity with the celestial body. I mean, think about the spiritual. What it's gonna be capable of. Right?
Yeah.
The things you're going to be able to do. Think about when they see chariots now. They don't understand how it flies the way it flies. right? How it goes through the thing it goes through, popping up out of water, out of nowhere,
Right.
right? Like the water was dang paper. And we know it's hard to just because we ain't just dang flying off the water.
Nah.
There's a velocity and a weight of the water that's weighing you down for being able to come up top fast. So it's a lot. Yeah, we don't really think about the small things that we're constricted to.
Yeah.
In this human body, in this terrestrial body, that this physical body, which is the terrestrial, right? That we don't even realize that when you think about it, the celestials on a whole different, living a whole different lifestyle, right? Bound to different things, and not bounded to the things that we're bound to, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot. We're going over the celestial body, Christ is crowned, and we're in Joel chapter 2 and verse 7. So we're in Joel chapter 2 and verse 7, and the title for this point is a glimpse into the celestial, body. A glimpse into the celestial body, into a celestial body. So read that again.
Joel chapter 2, verse 7.
They shall run like mighty men.
Right.
They shall climb the wall like a man of war.
Right.
They shall march every one on his way. And they shall not break their ranks.
Yeah, and this is talking about the angels, and just the order they're moving in, and their capabilities. Mind you, the angels are in celestial bodies. They're in spiritual bodies. They're not in the bodies that we're in. Bound to things. They ain't getting, what you said, exhausted. Right, while they're doing all these different things. So they're spiritual. They don't need water, right? They don't need the things that we need to survive. Food, right? They ain't the shelter. Oh, it's cold right now, right? Right? You're probably walking in a blizzard. Right. You're walking in a blizzard, right?
God.
You gotta think about these things. So we don't really meditate on it, but we're gonna go into some scriptures that we know on a regular. Right? We've read before, we've even heard it when we was in the world, but we never really attached it or to this logic when you think about the celestial body and the Most High crowning you with eternal life, right? And giving you a new body, which is the celestial one, which is not bound to death, right? So we never attach these scriptures to those moments. Go to John 1:1. No. Let's finish the Joel. And then we're gonna go into it. Go ahead, let's finish the Joel. My bad.
Verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path.
Yeah, they're not bumping. You try to learn to march, cats bumping each other. Right? You trying to learn how to step in order. You see how the Chinese military, low level.
Right.
Chinese military, they didn't point. That thing like 1. But the angels on 10. Those Chinese guys, they didn't just walk in there knowing how to do that. But those angels, that celestial body, you would think. You could just fall in line. It's not like you got to go through a training program. Hey, take this 6-month course so that you can learn how to step. Right? Take this 6-month course to learn how to dance. Right? You're never bound to that. So they what? They said, not just so they thrust one another, they shall walk everyone on his path. Read.
And when they fall upon the sword,
and what's going to happen?
They shall not be wounded.
You're not going to be wounded. But this is the righteous. We know this on a low level, but we don't attach this to the Most High talking about the angels are here with their celestial body. Right? What does he say? Righteousness keeps you in the path to where you don't get hurt. It keeps you where you don't get harmed. We know this on a low level from a terrestrial sense, where when you just stay on the right path, the Most High keeps you away from harm and danger. Right? That's the level we know on a low level. But this is literal right here, right? You won't be wounded when that sword hits you. But we're going to see some miracles where the Most High does what? He shows us a glimpse in the spirit of what we're going to be capable of in the celestial body. But read on.
Verse 9. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall.
Who does that? Who's running on the wall? All right? Nobody's doing that.
Right.
Nobody's running on the wall. Right? You might do a little parkour. But the park court cat, he goes out, he scopes the building, he looks at the distance,
Yeah.
he calculates the aerodynamics, he calculates the wind. He going, okay, can I make this jump without the wind pushing me this amount of direction?
Yeah.
No, the angel's just gonna go, and the wind ain't gonna have no effect on him. A brother with a celestial body, he gonna be able to do that same thing. You gonna move, you gonna jump over a tall building and land like Clark Kent.
God.
They just mimicking what they just took this from the word. They took your characteristics. They took the angel's characteristics. Right? They took the characteristics that the Most High said He's gonna bless you with, the capability to do, and made it a laughing stock. And made you think that this is not past possible.
Right.
Made you think that this is not fathomable. That's childish. Made you think it's like you make people think you in the street. If you was a drug dealer, you talking this to your parents like you crazy. It's damn near crazy to talk like this to people in the world. But it's just because what? They don't have no understanding of the scriptures. But now the Most High is showing us what we can be capable of doing. A life that we never lived. We was talking about last week. Things that we a lifestyle that we don't even know, that we would like to know.
God.
This is a life that we don't know, that we would like to know, that the Most High already said He's been wanting to give us. When He created us, this was the intention for us to live like this and have bodies like this. But what happened? You know what? Everything with Adam. Everything with Eve. Now we got to go through what? Death and dealing with pain, and you eating your favorite cake, and the strawberry legends cake, right? Preferably, right? And then you gotta do what? You gotta worry about diabetes.
Yeah.
You eating your favorite empanada, beef and cheese, right? Preferably a mango dip hot sauce, house made, right? And you gotta worry about what? The exhaustion that comes from eating that because they deep fried, right? You eat your favorite rice, right? Spanish rice, maimule, that's for the Levites. Right? I don't know how to say that in English. Right? Brown rice with the sauce. You gotta worry about what? You tired, you can't slob because you gotta get up early in the morning. And that's gonna weigh you down. You're bound to certain things with this terrestrial body. But the Most High is trying to do what? He's trying to make you glorified. But in the right way, for the right reason. Not for vainglory. Right? He's trying to give you something to where you don't have to feel death anymore. A celestial body. But we gotta fight for it. We gotta do things for it. We gotta be renewed. So, read on.
They shall climb up upon the houses.
Mm-hmm.
They shall enter in at the
They
windows
shall climb up the houses. They shall enter in at the windows. Read.
like a thief.
Yeah, you gotta think about that. That's not normal. No ladder? Did y'all hear something about a ladder?
Wow.
A rope?
Wow.
I ain't hear nothing about no rope, no ladder. Stairs. Using the tools that they use to climb mountains. You sticking the thing in there. That you buying the shoes where you got knives under it and you can stick your feet in there. I don't hear nothing about that. I just hear about a person just climbing with their regular body. It's like you going outside after taking a shower, you in your go to sleep clothes, basketball shorts and a t-shirt. Right? You walking on the grass and you just decide, I'm gonna go on top of the house. You just climb, no equipment, no nothing. You like just randomly, like nobody thinks about that. We don't do that, but the terrestrials bound to doing what? Man, I want to go on the roof, just chill, look at the stars.
Yeah.
You gotta have a house built like that, right? Where you got a balcony where it's like you can just walk on the balcony and sit. That's how you gotta have a house. But think about it. We don't think about those things. Where with the celestial body, it's not bound to those things, right? It's not bound to being pulled by the flesh. So let's go into some of these miracles, though. Let's go into some of these miracles. Let's go into some of these scriptures about moments that we've read before that we never really just slowed down and really processed it and attached it to the Most High actually giving us a glimpse into what we're going to be capable of, right? If He crowns you with that celestial body. You see that? Let's go to John 1:1.
Come.
John chapter 1, verse 1.
John chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning was the world.
In the beginning was the what?
The Word.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, wrong one. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go to hold on, I want to start off with this one. I want to start off with this one. Hold on. Let me get it. Well, y'all getting the class, all right?
Come.
We y'all getting thus far? What do you understand thus far? Question. Oh, yeah, Jen. What y'all getting so far? Go ahead, right. And then I got you.
That celestial body is going to be putting on that immortality, but the terrestrial body, that's something that's going to wither away. So, in the terrestrial body, you might, war against the flesh. The spirit going to war against the flesh, but in the celestial body, you at peace.
Right.
You at that rest. You know what I'm saying? You had that Sabbath, that peace, man, that eternal peace.
Calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what the Most High. That's what the Most High is trying to get us. But that's what we're gonna be. But we gotta fight for it. We gotta fight for it. What were we gonna say, DeAndre?
No, I just love this because it's beautiful looking at like you said, the reward.
Yeah.
It's the it gives you something to strive for. Because yes, it's eternal life, and how to get through that is going through the trials and tribulations and enduring as well to get there. But just to know when you are there and what the reward is beautiful. So, yeah, that's all I really had to say. And then, so yep, and that's 144.
Yeah, it gives you, like you said, something to fight for.
Yeah.
Something to make you spark that thought when you're thinking about just giving up. Like, man, forget the truth. Man, I'm gonna just do things by myself. I'm gonna just be me. I'm gonna just be a loner, right? I don't want to be around a body. I don't want to sacrifice. When those thoughts start to hit, you should plug in. Dang, the Lord is literally trying to give you something that humans don't even realize is a real thing. But I recognize this. You, the individual that's sitting here, because we're talking to people that's in here in class, and people hopefully online are learning. This book is real, and the rewards that's in there, right? Just like the correction and the judgments that's in there for doing wrong, they're very real. We see them presently in our daily lives every day when we either listen or don't listen. And how swift the Most High comes when you listen and when you don't listen, right? So we see them presently, so they're real. So this reward here that we're talking about tonight, a celestial body is very real. It's very near to you. He said this like when you step back and you think about the fundamental verses that we know, right? Where you at? Oh, John 96. It's John 96 though. But hold that. Watch here. We're gonna jump right back. So somebody else get Luke 12 and 32 real quick. Luke chapter 12 and 32. When we step back and we really we look at these verses that we fundamentally hear, know, and if you haven't, but this is a fundamental verse where the Most High lets us know something and a thought that He has. And this is Christ speaking, letting us know that the Most High's thoughts and His thoughts toward us, the people, and what He wants to do for us. Read.
Luke chapter 12, verse 32. Fear not, little flock.
He don't want us to fear. He don't want us to be afraid. He don't want us to worry, right? So when things come up in your life, it's not meant for you to fear, to worry, right? He called you a little flock. That means you're in the apple of His eye. He's a sheep herder, right? He's the good shepherd. So He's watching over all His sheep, right? So He's looking at you. So He's saying, don't fear not. Don't fear the bills. Don't fear the beer collector. Don't fear the overdraft in your account. Don't fear the dang on the car note man. right? Don't fear the dang the apartment rent man, right? Don't fear your boss, so-called, right? The man that you work for. Don't fear that. He said he's on your neck, right? Don't fear that. Don't fear your rib, right? Don't fear the husband that's out the spirit. The Most High got your back. What you got to do was right. He says, fear not, little flock. That means he's looking at you. He's acknowledging you. You want this truth? You sitting in this classroom. It's not by coincidence, right? Ariana says this. You ain't sitting here because you chose to sit here. You're sitting here because the Most High put you here, right? And a lot of times we be so gassed in our mind, like, yeah, I was wise. You know, I was I knew a little something. I was living a certain life. Man, I knew something was special about me. No, it's not that. Oh, why are you laughing?
That's what you're saying is true.
Oh, right. Oh, you said who?
No, it's just true what you're saying, how people be thinking.
Yeah, I'm special and this, all this stuff. But no, the Most High called you because He's trying to give you an opportunity to fight for this, what we talking about tonight, celestial body, right? A fight but He wants you to, before He can just give you a body that's not bound to being tempted by the flesh to do sin, He got to see you want to desire to not do it. He got to see us want to desire to not do it. And so He says, fear not, little flock, read.
For it is your Father's good pleasure.
Yeah, it's His good pleasure. Like, He's excited. You know that feeling when you just feel good? You just like had a great, you had an ecstatic day. And you just want to share it with somebody. You just sharing it with your spouse, the brothers. Or you had a great conversation today and you just ready to share that conversation. And your body and your mind you just feel one. You just like in that, and you ain't going nowhere. Like this happiness is just not going anywhere. That feeling, that's what the Most High feels, right? That's what He feels when He's thinking about giving you the kingdom. He's ecstatic. He's ecstatic to give you the celestial body because that's what He intended, right? We read it last week. It says, and I'm going to just quote it. I'm going to quote it. I'm not, we ain't going to go to it, but I'm going to quote it. He said it in, he says, for righteousness is immortal. He created us to be immortal. So it's in His good pleasure to get you back to the state that He wanted to get you to be in. Read.
To give you the kingdom.
It's in His good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's His heart desires to give you the celestial body. It's His heart's desire for you to not be bound to the pains of the flesh. The pains of flesh. Worries, anxieties, depressions. It's His good pleasure to free you from that. Doubts, right? Bad decision making, right? It's His good pleasure to give you that kingdom. Laziness, slothfulness, it's His good pleasure to give you a diligent spirit. And you can obtain those things now, but you have to show Him that you're worthy of that celestial body that's not bound to having to go through a training course. So you got to go through your training course right now to get this. Breathe. Oh, that's it. That's it on that. Let's jump back. Let's go to that. Let's go into this glimpse. Let's go into some of these celestial these miracles. We never looked at these because that's what the Bible calls it. Call them miracles. But this is a glimpse of what the celestial body. This was the glimpse of what the Most High was showing us in the spirit of what the celestial body is going to be capable of. And mind you, this is on a low level compared to what we're going to be able to do in the future. Right? So we gotta keep that in mind. Go ahead, Aman.
John chapter 9, verse 6.
Everybody there? All right, go ahead.
When He had thus spoken.
So this, obviously, the 3 verses ahead, Christ was speaking, right? He asked who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind. It says neither did his parents, right? Neither had this man sinned, nor his parents. Let's read that. Read verse 3. Let's go to verse 3.
John chapter 9, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus answered.
Right?
Neither had this man sinned.
Right?
Nor his parents.
Right?
But that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
Right, so the Most High was trying to work through this man. He was trying to make a miracle happen through this man, using Christ to show the people that Christ was the Son of what? The Most High. So this is a moment, a miracle. But this miracle is what? the terrestrial can't do that,
Con.
right? But tapping into the spirit, right? What think about that? Tapping into the spirit. What does that even really mean? Question.
Isaiah 11:1, all the way down. You talking about spirit like that? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Spirit rest upon you. Those things in Isaiah 11:1.
Con. Yeah, definitely.
Con.
Definitely. But then also just with that, right? Isaiah 60 he said, I sent you to what? Heal the sick,
Right.
the lame. We think about that. We think about that in our. We always think about that scripture in our era
Right. Yeah.
of living, where it's just talk about. We think about this. We using it on our level, right? Which is the scriptures. You can help somebody get off drugs. You can help somebody get out the street mentality.
Yeah.
You can help somebody get out the selfish mind. You can help somebody get off of what? Diabetes. I mean, not us, but you give them the wisdom
Right.
from the scriptures. That's our low level wisdom Most High gave us in this era. Right? Give somebody the wisdom on how to help them potentially get rid of this element if that's the Lord's will.
Con.
Right? Give them the wisdom on how the Bible tells you about balancing the diet. Right? Watching what you eat, self-control, fasting. Right? That aspect. You gotta go. Oh, right. You gotta go through a whole course. That's what the Most High gave us. But in actuality, he said he was sending the apostles. Let's go to it. We're going to go with Matthew 10. All right. Where were you at, Omar? Where were you at?
Con.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5.
Right?
These 12, Yahushua sent forth
Uh-huh.
and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Right. So Yahushua giving the apostles, right, his disciples, a command on what to do. Read.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles,
We're not looking for them. Read.
and to any city of the Samaritans
Right.
enter ye not,
Right.
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
And as they go to the sheep, what Yahushua gave them the capability of doing. Mind you, this is them having to be in the spirit of the Most High to be able to do these things.
Con.
He was giving them an ability to teach.
Definitely. But definitely that. But even with the topic, we're going to read some more things. Right? Go ahead.
Preach, saying,
Like you said, preach, teach, read.
the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's in his good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Read.
Heal the sick.
He do what?
Heal the sick.
But what were they doing? They were doing on a low level what the celestial body is capable of doing. They were doing that. Well, what you got, DeAndre?
Con, can this be a spiritual gift as well? Or
Well, the Most High ain't giving us that now.
oh,
Yeah.
Con, no, I mean like just in general what they're doing, is that like a spiritual gift?
Spiritual gift in what sense, though?
Like
Somebody specific being able to,
yeah,
and
like
nobody else.
oh well, like what the disciples are doing, healing the sick, cleansing the lepers, and casting out devils. Is that their spiritual gift, or that's just them having the spirit of the Most High and doing that?
The one point I want to capture on what you asking
Con.
is this spiritual gift. What do you define as a spiritual gift? Like what do you mean by spiritual gift when you think about it as you're making the statement?
Yeah, because we were going in about just going out and having the wisdom, teaching people how to get off drugs, and actually inspiring people. That I'm thinking that could be some type of spiritual gift too. Inspiring people, bringing them in the truth, changing their whole mentality when it comes to certain things. Turning them away from the sinner, from a righteous person too. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he gave us all that capability. He gave us all that capability. Yeah, and we all have that ability to do so. Now, when you're applying to them, you'll read all through Acts and the New Testament and just through the Bible. All the prophets, they would be doing these different things. Where they'd be literally healing people in the spirit of the Most High. Right? By the power of the Most High. Right? So when you think it's like spiritual gift, because when you say spiritual gift, let me tell you how I'm thinking so that maybe you can clarify your question. I'm thinking you're saying let's say nobody in here has this gift but me. I'm thinking you're saying I have the capability to I'm the only brother that can heal Amon main hand. He don't have a main hand. The brother don't have a main hand. I'm just using a random example. He has a main hand. His hand is born like weak. He can't use it, but the Lord gave me a spiritual gift to heal him that. Are you saying it like that?
Nah, no. I was just saying like I was trying to basically I'm saying is like it's their way of them what they're doing in the scriptures a spiritual gift, the disciples. That's all I was saying.
No, that's just the power of the Most High. That he said if you got the faith of a grain of mustard seed, you can move mountains. So, but that's literal. But nobody tapping into that level of faith, right? So it's like we all have that potential to do so, but is anybody at that level of doing it? No. No. Yeah. On that literal level of being able to like, I walk by a man, he touched my shirt, and then his hand is like strong as heck. He got John Henry's on. No. We know nobody's there.
God.
Did I answer your question? Oh, okay.
Just kind of going off what he was saying, it made me think of the scripture John 14:12. So what is that talking about?
John 14:12. Okay. I'm gonna go back into that. I wanted to ask about that too, so I'm gonna go back into that. Right, is that last little part I want to ask you about. So yeah, so I get you. I'm with you. I asked that question recently. You asked that question, and then I think somebody else asked that. But I'm gonna take that back, and then we'll get that answer for you.
Okay.
All right. So don't forget that. Remind me after class.
Kind of.
Yeah. So I gotta tap back into that too. So I want to double check.
Right.
All right. 'Cause I asked it before, and I got the clarity, but I gotta refresh. So. Good question. All right, let's jump back. Where we at?
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 8.
Okay. Let's finish that.
Heal the sick.
So we're gonna read about them healing the sick. So mind you, just to refresh the topic, we go into the glimpse of what the celestial body will be able to do. But these are men in the flesh tapping into the spirit, right? Locking in and being in tune with the Father on a high level. And this is on a low level of the power of the Most High being shown through these men. And obviously we start on who they are shy. So read on. They're going to literally be able to heal the sick.
Cleanse the lepers.
They're going to literally be able to cleanse lepers. Read.
Raise the dead.
They're going to literally raise the dead. So we're going to literally read about this. About the apostles doing. This is real life events that transpired, that happened. It's not make-believe stories. But this is giving us a glimpse on a low level of what we were capable and what we're going to be capable of doing in a celestial body. You see that? So let's jump back. Let's jump to the miracle now. Right? Let's jump to the miracle. So we was at John chapter 9 and verse 4. Let's read that.
John chapter 9 verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me.
Right. So, but even Christ is acknowledging that what? He's able to do this through what? The Father. Through him being in tune with the Father. So by him not giving into the, mind you, he walked as a human man. He walked as a human, a terrestrial being. Right? He had a physical body, right? With physical flesh, right? He walked as a man. So, but he was saying that I'm doing the work of him that sent me. And I'm staying in tune and locked in with that person. And this is why he's able to do what he's about to do. Read.
While it is day, the night cometh, when no man can work.
Right? While it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. I gotta check that. I'm gonna check that part. I'm gonna check that part out. I'm thinking that's 7, but I'm gonna check that part out. But let's jump to verse 6. Right? Let's jump to verse 6.
Verse 6.
When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground.
So this is the actual miracle. This is giving us a glimpse on a low level of what we're going to be capable of doing. So, read.
And made clay of the spittle.
Uh-huh.
And he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay.
But this is what he did. What he said? He told the apostles to go heal. He told them to go do the same thing he was going to go do. That was the same things that he did. This is Christ healing a blind man. Somebody that can't see. That's a miracle. It's a miracle. Because what? In our day and age, that's not normal. Somebody somebody try to heal somebody in this day and age, you like, bruh, come on. What? Witchcraft? That's the first thing that'll jump in the brain.
Yeah, that's how they are in the Christian churches. In black churches, they put hands on people,
Right.
thinking they're healing something.
Yeah. And he said that's why I was asking the question, DeAndre, the spiritual gift, because I know there's a way they perceive it in the church, where it's like this person's mighty and special. Like there was two dudes, me and I was riding back then, Edomite and a Judite, and they was in the mall, and they came way over here to see some prophet, and they talking about he been raising people from the dead and healing and doing all these different things that the Most High is not giving us in this era, right? That he said, I'm gonna save you by the foolishness of preaching. That's for our era, right?
Yeah, because sometimes they think people,
Uh-huh.
when they're in a coma or something,
Mhm.
deep sleep, they think they done died and came back.
Right.
So he probably done prayed over him, he done tapped out the coma, and he done think he did something.
Yeah, and then, these cats be capping, they be having an actor
Yeah.
sitting in the front row. And to distract you, they might sometimes put him in the fourth,
Yep.
right? and he come, they say, who needs healing? Who needs healing? Bring them to the front. What is their issue? Ham's good for this.
Mm-hmm.
Ham's good. Bring them to the front of the church. Right? The Lord anoint you. The Lord make you to walk. Right? That's what they do.
Yep.
But we know that they what? They capping, lying. And then like you said, sometimes it's them thinking they're doing it because they was raised a certain way, raised to believe and perceive the scriptures a certain way, not in the proper balance, and they praying in the room, and person wake up from the coma, but but the world deems that as dead, and then as if the spirit is just gone, and this person praying, they thinking they brought this person back to life.
Yeah.
No, your prayer probably took care of it, where the Most High was like, okay, I'm acknowledge this person, but you ain't bring him back from dead. Right? You ain't doing what the apostles did right at the end there.
Yeah.
Right? So the Most High ain't dealing with us on that level, as you said. We got a lot of cleaning up to do before we can be even considered to do something like that. Right? So we gotta see, we're doing all our things on a low level. So this is giving us a glimpse of the celestial body and the powers of the celestial body on a low level and what it's gonna be capable of. And mind you, these are men doing it in the flesh, tapping into the spirit. But imagine you're already in that spiritual body, what you gonna be capable of doing. So, read that one more time, verse 6.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
When he had thus spoken,
Mm-hmm.
he spat on the ground.
He what?
He spat on the ground.
So this is just regular human spit. Christ spit on the ground. What do you do?
And made clay of the spittle.
Right. And got it a little harder. Got it a little mushy with the clay. Right? Read.
And he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay.
Spread it on his face. And anointed him. Right? The Most High watch you. The Most High turn his face towards you. Right?
I hope that pastor didn't get that from this.
Oh, he probably definitely did.
He spit his hand and rubbed.
He probably definitely did.
Right.
Michael Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody told him to do that.
Yeah, nobody told him to do that. He didn't know that. Right? But we see that he anointed his eyes with the blind man with clay. These are regular elements on earth. And some spit, right? DNA. But he used these things to heal this man by being in the spirit of the Most High. This is in a terrestrial body, tapping into the spirit, which is the celestial body, which it'll naturally be able to do without the spirit, without the clay.
Right.
Right? This is just a glimpse. Let's go to another one. 2 Kings 13:21. 2 Kings chapter 13, verse 21.
Time.
Second Kings chapter 13, verse 21. Go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 13, verse 21. And it came to pass, as they were burying a man's life.
So this is talking about Elisha and a miracle that happened with Elisha. And what he was able to do. Right? So we're going to read about what he was able to do. So a man is being buried. A man died. And at this point, Elisha's dead. Elisha's dead. He's in his burial place. He's in his he's in the ground.
God.
Right? So now what happens as Elisha's in the ground and this man is being buried? Read.
Then
What's the miracle here? Read.
behold, they spied a band of men.
Mind you, keep in mind, Elisha was a man that was what? Tuned into the Spirit, locked in with the Spirit of the Most High, committed to the Spirit of the Father, right?
God.
And we know the Father was having all types of things happening. We read about a lot of fascinating things that happened in the Old Testament, in the flesh, with men that was tapped into the Spirit, showing a glimpse of what the celestial could do. So imagine you already in this celestial body, but this is a low level of what we're able to do. Gonna be able to do. Read.
And they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha,
the man was let down. This is a dead man. He laid down, and this is another dead man, a prophet, right? A man of God who's dead, and another dead man. They cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. Read.
and when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha.
This is just a touch. Elisha he did a prayer. Elisha's gone. He in the spiritual realm. And this man just touched the bones. Read.
He revived.
He what?
Revived.
He came back to life. This man came back to life off of a dead man's body. So imagine this. This is a low level. But to us now, this is high level. We look at it as high level. Because this is like unheard of. Especially in our time. Right? This is unheard of. You ever hear people come out of comas.
Right.
But for you to touch a dead body, come back to life, a lot of times you don't want to go near a dead body. You don't even want to see a dead body. You don't even want to hear about a dead body. But this dead body of a righteous man, a man locked into the Spirit of the Most High, was able to revive somebody. A glimpse into the power of the Most High, a glimpse into what the celestial body can do. You see that? Let's go to the next one. 2 Kings 1 and 10. You know, just want to give y'all those scriptures. And then we can go to the next point. You got it? Go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 1 verse 10.
2 Kings chapter 1 and verse 10. Go ahead.
And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50.
So, 50, an army of a captain of 50 with his 50 men was sent to Elijah, right? And as they came to him, they were saying the king was basically commanding an audience of you. Basically, the king wanted him to come and wanted to see Elijah. And then Elijah makes this statement to those people that stepped to him. Read.
If I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven.
So he's calling fire from heaven. So this is his words. Lips moving. Right? How many times Jake in the neighborhood, bro, I bring fire on you, I'll fire you up. Nothing happened. Right? Man, I'll melt your eyes. Nothing happened. Right? Something crazy. You just say something crazy. Nothing happened. But a man tapped in and locked in with the Spirit of the Most High. He says it. All he does is say, if I be a man of the Most High, what? What does he say?
Oh, sorry. Then let fire come down from heaven.
Man, let fire rain on him.
Right.
What happens after that?
And consume thee in thy 50.
Right. Think about that. That's big.
Come on.
To the world, that's cartoonish.
Mm.
To the world, that's cartoonish, but that's what the Most High want is going to give you the capability of doing. But can he give a druggie this type of power? Can he give a undisciplined man that type of power? Can he give a selfish individual that type of power? Because what he going to do with it? He going to murder, rob his people. He's going to be an anti-villain. He's going to be an anti-villain. You got to tap into darkness to get in tune with the light. That's what he's going to do. That's what she's going to do. Right? She's going to use that power. Sister's going to use that power. Make me the woman of his dreams. He doesn't see any other woman. Right? Make me the woman of anti-villain. Huh? I know. Make my Brussels sprouts the best Brussels sprouts he ever tasted. Right, now she's twiggling her fingers up. She got one long nail on her pinky. And it curls. That's how long it is. Right? But we see this man in a terrestrial body tapping into the spirit, doing what the celestial can do with ease. Because what does it say about the angels? Right? There be spirits that was created for what? For vengeance. But then these spirits are for what? They're spirits that are tasked with the job of messing with the elements of the earth, with the fire, with the hell, with the bring about famine, right? Kill the crops. Remember, Yahushua did what? He walked by that fig tree. The fig tree did what?
It didn't produce any fruit.
It didn't produce any fruit. He died.
So it cursed him.
He cursed it.
Yeah.
Right. But you got these others. You got the fire, hell, famine, right? Stick a beast on somebody. There's the angels that take control of that. But we seen on a low level what you could do with the celestial body. Imagine all the other things that we don't know about. But remember, what are we fighting for? We fight to get into the kingdom. We fight to be able to live. You fighting for your family being able to live and have an opportunity at this as well. Your children. So when you read that book to your children, when you having conversations with your kids, when you having conversations with your spouse, right, your brothers, your sisters, know what you got, know what you could put yourself in line to gain, but then also you helping them get in that place too. Your grandma that was your dang homie that you know that can't walk, he never walked, he was born with dang weak legs. Don't you want him to be able to enjoy walking? The Jew that you see on the street that's homeless, they ain't got no legs, ain't got shriveled up hands. Don't you want them to be a full man? Be able to do for themselves? Our people that was born in this generation that, for lack of better words, retarded. Right? What's the medical term for it?
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged? Right, mentally disabled. Right? A mentally challenged? I can't look at her. Right? Because this is not a laughing matter. Can't look at you. But think about that. Don't you want them to be able to have a chance to live like you living right now? I mean, as far as just being able to walk, talk, like the people that they stuck at the tongue and can't barely talk. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Acts chapter 9, verse 36 through 37. Man, let me see this. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go to this one instead. You can drop that one. Let's go to Mark chapter 7, verse 32. Mark chapter 7, verse 32.
Come.
We're going to read the verse 35. Go ahead.
Mark chapter 7, verse 32.
Just on the point we was just talking about don't you want that lame person that was born without the hand, could barely do anything, born without the feet and the arms, can't really even do anything. They have to then go through a strenuous, mind-boggling war of being depressed and then beating themselves down in the mind and all these different things.
God, that's beautiful you saying that, because just to add on, while I was mowing today, I was just thinking about all the little stuff about how to be blessed just to have a hand, have an arm. People who are real life can't like move or even hear. I was thinking about the senses, so I was thinking a little bit more deeper, like people who can't see or hear. I was just, really throwing up prayers to like actually like thank you for having all the senses, all my feet, legs, eyes, like seriously.
Everything that matters.
Yeah, for real.
Those individuals are coming to class too, right? That can't walk, right? That in different situations, bodily, that they were just born with birth defects. They're here, but you giving yourself, you pushing yourself to change. You're gonna have the words to be able to speak life into them. The words that I speak unto you, their spirit, their life, right? You're gonna have the wisdom. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have the wisdom on what to say to them, so that they can tap into the spirit, right? I mean, it's only so much they can do as far as with their physical defect, but literally, you're gonna be able, literally, it's a changing of the mind. Because he's gonna look at what's on the inside, right? He's gonna look at what's on your inside and give them a fighting chance by changing your life to spread some wisdom in, so that they can come in here, learn how to fight and shoot in whatever way they be able to give themselves their presence, right? Shit, their presence. Smile every day when you come in here. Bring some joy to the people in here, right? Something they can do. There's something to do, right? So let's fight. Let's be ready to be healed, man. Go ahead.
Mark chapter 7, verse 32.
Go ahead.
And they bring unto him one that was deaf. And had.
They brought this person to Christ. Read.
And had an impediment, in his speech.
So you got a speech impediment, right? And then he's deaf. That's a double whammy. Read.
And they
you can't even hear your speech impediment. So how you sound? If somebody's stepping in your face, right? It's crazy, but like think about it. Somebody stepping in your face, and I don't even smile. But it's like just thinking about it, like it could be like hitting that they're conscious.
Yeah.
Damn, this person laughing at me because speech impediment. Then they're looking at me crazy because I can't hear, and I'm over here doing this stuff with my fingers and whatever is hitting their conscious. The Most High is giving you an opportunity to obtain this wisdom to teach somebody to uplift that spirit. But then, again, Christ is healing. And mind you, this is a glimpse of what the celestial body will be able to do. Read.
And they beseech him to put his hand upon him.
Right?
And he took him aside from the multitude.
So he didn't want everybody to know. Read.
And put his fingers.
Because he wasn't trying to take the glory from the Father. Read.
And put his fingers into his ears.
So he took his fingers, Yahweh took his fingers, put it into the man's ear. Read.
And he spit.
And he spit. Read.
And touched his tongue.
And touched his tongue. And then what? What happened after that?
And looking up to heaven, he singed and said unto He sighed and said unto him. It's like, what is this?
Ephatha.
Ephatha. That is be opened.
Be opened. So he did a 1-2 step and then just looked up to the heaven and said, be open. Read.
And straightway his ears were open.
Right away. Straightway. Right away. Read.
His ears were open.
Uh-huh.
And the string of his tongue was loose.
Whatever was causing speech impediment was loosened. So that means some parts of his organs were being moved around.
Yeah.
Very rapid in a way he couldn't even realize. So he didn't even have to go through anesthesia and get cut open like we gotta get cut open.
Okay.
But this is a glimpse of that celestial body. He didn't have to get cut open.
Okay.
Read.
And he spake plain.
And then his tongue was what? He was able to speak plain, like regular, as you and I.
Wow.
So, gotta see that.
Okay.
This is a glimpse. One more. We're gonna do this last one and we're gonna jump. Acts 28, verse 3 to 6. Acts 28, verse 3 through 6.
Okay.
Acts 28, verses 3 through 6. Verse 3 through 6. So there's a lot. There's a lot, man. You know, the Most High is showing us, He's given us so much to be able to just read, digest. You see why I say stay in the book, stay in that book, search the scriptures, for them you think you might have hope. For them you have hope, right? That's daily. That's why, because there's so much wonders in there, so much miracles, and so much understanding, so much to grab, so much to keep your mind meditating on the Father. But you just got to tap into the book to capture these moments, right? We got to tap into the book to see these moments and slow down as we read them, so we can see that, oh, this is the power of the Most High. The Most High is using them in that sense, in that capacity, right? At that point in time. But how can He use you in this time to affect somebody in their life? What words can He put in you to spark change in somebody, to motivate somebody, right? Read.
Acts chapter 28, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks,
right,
and laid them on the fire,
uh-huh,
there came a viper out of the heat.
There came a viper. So this is a poisonous snake. There's a poisonous snake here. Read.
And fastened on his hand.
You said what?
And fastened on his hand.
So this poisonous snake bit him on his hand. A poisonous snake bit Paul in his hand. What happened? Read.
And one of the barbarians saw the venomous beast.
Mind you, this is a man that's locked into the spirit, right? And we're seeing a low level of what the celestial body can do, but this man had to tap into the spirit, right?
Come.
But then what about that body that's what? It's already celestial. We read it in Joel, right? It said it's not going to be pierced. That body won't get pierced, right? Even if it get thrust through, it's not going to be pierced. So a weapon won't hurt him. But now this is a venomous snake hitting a man that's in a terrestrial body, but this man is locked into the spirit. This is a glimpse of on a low level in the spirit. The Most High is showing us what the spiritual body is capable of. Read.
And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand,
right,
they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer.
Oh, Lord, check him. That's what they're saying. Read.
Whom thou he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live.
Right, they're saying like, you reap what you sow. So he's just finally getting what he deserves.
Right.
They're not even in the spirit of the moment to be able to observe. But they needed that sign for themselves. Mind you, the Most High just called them what? Barbarians. Right. So they needed a sign. They needed a sign to see something. Barbarians, wild men. Read.
And he shook off the beast into the fire.
Like, you know, like you just a little ant bites you, like, what the? Right. Get off me, man. Like that wasn't even there. Like you want something big that's on his hand just biting him. Read. And mind you, it's on his hand. It's gripping his hand. And it's biting him. And then he shakes it off. Read. This is poisonous snake now, viper. Venomous. Not venom, venomous. Read.
And felt no harm.
And he what?
Felt no harm.
And he felt no harm. That means at no point did it harm him. Or did it hurt him?
Now this had me think of Princess today. She was, I was taking a nap today, but she was in her room and she said an ant crawled across her eye.
Oh.
And the ant crawled across her eye and she said she had to grab it and get it off. And I'm like, why you didn't wake me up? She was like, no, you was asleep. So like she was like basically like she had
Oh, like, oh, I got it.
she been killing ants, so now she don't even.
Oh, right.
So that just made me think of that, like she just, you know.
Yeah.
She was telling me the story how the ant crawled across her face and she had to get it off.
She walked the whole process. Right, yeah, but that's that glimpse. That's that glimpse, you know. Most High gonna have us in the right mind and the right spirit where these things we ain't gonna fear these things.
Yeah.
Right? We're not gonna fear them, but they're not gonna have an effect on us.
Kinda.
You know, so think about that. And this is just Paul in a regular body, but tapping into the spirit. So the Most High showing in the spirit of what we're gonna be capable of with this celestial body. Read.
Howbeit, they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly.
He should have been swollen. You know what happened when cats get bit? That leg turned fat. That neck turned swole. All types of that clear liquid in your body just be there. That, you know, that clear liquid when you get burned, it just stuff up there. You pop that little burn and it just be white. You're like, well, where's the blood? But it be that white clear liquid. You expecting that? Yeah, but he didn't get any of that, and then he didn't die.
Right.
Because he wasn't running. It didn't say he ran. It didn't say he walked away. It didn't say he jumped. He just stood there. Like, oh, what the hell? Get off me. Read.
But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm.
While. Read.
And saw no harm.
And no harm came on. Read.
Come to him. They changed their mind.
And that's the point why the Most High had this moment for him. So we can look at the miracles and get a glimpse of what that celestial body is going to be capable of.
Okay.
Look at what the apostles was doing and Yahushua. Right? What the disciples was doing and Yahushua. Read.
And said that he was a God.
Look what they called him. Right? A little power.
Okay.
Now, they probably trying to say God, but no, he's a little power. But this is him just tapping into the spirit and having his full faith of belief in the Most High. But this is us on a low level, what we're capable of doing. But what do we got to do for the application that we're trying to send up to the Father to get acknowledged? Well, let's go to the next point. You got to follow Christ and sacrifice. Follow Christ and sacrifice. That's the point. Follow Christ and sacrifice. So let's go to 2 Ezra 7:57. 2 Ezra 7 verse 57. Right? Because we see that the Most High wants us to crown us. He wants to give us this. He created us to be immortal, right?
Right.
So we're fighting for this prize. That's the first point we went into. Then we went into showing how we were created to be immortal. Then we talk about the glimpse of the immortality. But then now we're going into, well, for us to even be able to get all this, for us to be able to be considered for all this, in this life right now that you're living, you have to learn to follow Christ and sacrifice. Read.
2 Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
What's the condition? The condition is that we, as brothers and sisters in Christ, we're going to have to come into a body. Right? And then when you come into that body, you gotta be prepared. Because the Most High is going to have trials, tribulations. He's going to have experiences happen. Right? For brothers, when brothers gather together. He's going to have moments where friction might pop up because you dealing with a spirit, brother dealing with a similar spirit, and then what? The friction happens, but that friction happens for it to come out so that the lesson can come. To see if you want to follow Christ and really sacrifice. Do you really want to change and sacrifice? Right? The Most High wants to see that. He wants to see what you're about and what you want to give yourself to. Right? And the Most High is challenging you to understand that there's a condition that comes with this battle. There's a condition that you have to, first and foremost, you got to battle before you can even get the prize. Before you even start thinking about the prize, you got to battle. Now, the prize is being made known so that you can understand that there's a goal, there's an end goal. Right? Because he understands, like he tells us, where no vision is, the people perish. So he's giving you a vision of something to obtain. But you have to fight for it. And it comes into small things. Small things, man. How's your spirit when you come around the body? How's your spirit when you are you trying to uplift brothers? Are you trying to change? Are you trying to be new? Are you trying to be are you just trying to let the like right now? You got out here, you got me and Zanti. You're like, dang, who else want to sacrifice? Who else want to learn how to be a minister? Who else want to push themselves to teach? Who else want to be a part of that sacrifice so we can do more work? So we can do more work so you can have some work stored up before Christ comes. But for us to, I want my application to go up to God, to the Most High. I want that angel that the Most High assigned to me to be able to write some good letters. I want a 5-star next to my name. Y'all don't want 5 stars next to your name?
God.
Yeah, well, they come with those little moments. When we at Hebrew Academy, when we at workouts, right? When we doing the jobs, right? When we just recreationally just getting together. How we conducting ourselves, right? The sister unity nights, how you conducting yourself, right? It matters. Stuff like that matters. How y'all conducting the sister unity nights? Are you being selfless? Did you want to be at home, right? And were you reluctant when you were there? Were you in your own mind when you were there? Were you worried about you when you were there? Or were you what? Were you locked in with the sisters that were there with you? Were you like, okay, dang, when it's clean up time, I'm ready to clean, right? When it's cook time, I'm ready to cook, right? When it's let's put my portion in, I'm ready to put my portion in, right? Because there got to be a certain selflessness in a sisters. There's got to be a certain selflessness in a brother, in brothers. Us too, right? When we get together, we be at the house. We got to be in that mind. Let's make sure we don't leave the house messy. Follow Christ and sacrifice. What would Christ do? Would he leave the house dirty?
Lie.
He got together with the brothers. They was at the Last Supper and Christ just dipped. Right? Or Christ is what? Didn't make sure, hey, I can make sure we clean the brother's house. The brother opened up the house to us. The sister opened up the house to us. Let's make sure we take care of them. Or do we leave chips when the kids drop chips on the carpet? Right? We leaving all the Doritos, Locos, Tacos on the carpet. Right? All that red 40 red dye on the carpet for the carpet to be stained. I'm just asking. Are we doing that? Everybody cleaning, I'm in the vehicle. Why everybody cleaning? That ain't gonna get you 5 stars. That ain't gonna get your house shot looking down at your application. He's gonna say it's revolt. He's gonna say it's revolt. Because you wasn't what? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You wasn't with the brothers at the flyers. You wasn't with the brothers at the street speaking. You wasn't coming to class trying to learn to be humble and understand that what? Yeah, you may know some things, but you got a lot to learn. You got to learn how to follow. Because the learning how to follow part will teach you how to sacrifice. Read that again.
This is the condition of the battle.
This is the what?
Condition of the battle.
This is the battlefield. You know, they go in the war room. They sit in the war room, and then in the war room there's a plan of action. There's a map laid out of the geography of the landmass and how you're going to attack the enemy, how you're going to overcome the enemy. This one has that too. This one has hurdles too. Because when they laying out that strategic plan on how to go to a war, they look at the fact that the Chinese, they grew up in this landmass. They know this forest. They know this hill. They know this mountainous region. We got to consider that. So if we say we're going to win, we got to be prepared to go all the way in. Right? We got to be prepared to make the proper move when we're gathering together. We got to be prepared to cast off the old man. Right? Sitting in the car while everybody cleaning, that ain't it. That's going to get the application revoked. Right? Leaving Doritos and letting the kids leave Doritos and letting your kid leave Doritos on the carpet, that's going to get your application revoked. right? And try again, right?
God.
Being in a rush, reluctant, ready to go, that's going to get your application revoked. When you're around the brothers, right? What mind, what spirit you in? When you're around the sisters, what mind, what spirit you in? What's going to get your application revoked? Anger, pride, ego, sloth, thinking you know it all. That'll get your application revoked. That'll get our application revoked. We all got to do what? Step it up.
God.
We all got to step it up. We got to, no, it's not a game. Each and every individual at this point in time should know what they battle with. You know your old man. You know what made you angry. You know what made you frustrated. You know what made you suspicious. Right? You know what led you into sin. You know what makes you backslide. That's the condition of the battle that you got to be, that the Bible, Moses, the Most High is telling us to be aware of. If you want the celestial body, you can have it, the Most High is saying. You can have it, but master these small things first. Being sisterly, charitable, right? Let's go to it. 1 Corinthians 13. We got to master these small things.
God.
Right? Small things.
Hold this.
Finish it.
God. This is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Right. We born on the earth. We in this flesh. Got to learn how to tap into the spirit so that we can obtain a celestial body, so we don't have to keep playing around with temptations of doing something that we know is weakness and will lead you into sin.
God.
And it's not sisterly or brotherly. Right? We got to break those spirits, man. We got to break them.
God.
But the Most High is challenging us to tap into this spirit of charity as sisters, as brothers, as men and women of the Lord. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4.
Right?
Charity suffereth long.
Charity suffereth long. That means everything I want to do after Unity Night is over that I was thinking about getting home, going to sleep because I got to go to work, right? I want to be in my own space of comfort. I'm uneasy when I'm around thousands of people. You're not around thousands of people. You're around like, what? 12 at most. And you hear about 30 people in total when you tie in all the kids and brothers and sisters. I might be a little off, 35, 37. You added 40. Right? With your group, you came with a try. So, right? At most, we ain't touching 100. Charity suffered long. That means even if I'm tired and I want to go home, I want to go to sleep, I'm going to make sure that when I was having fun with you, I want to do the laborer's part with you. I'm going to clean that dish. Right? I'm going to be, you can clean, I can dry it. Right? You can throw out the trash, I can bag it. Right? I can sweep, you can mop. Right? I could throw the smell good on the carpet, and I could carpet it. My bad. I could vacuum it. But that's teamwork, making the dream work.
God.
Right? We fellow laborers, so we're supposed to all be what? Doing the same thing. Charity suffered long. That means everything else is secondary. The sacrifice comes first.
God.
The change comes first. The me becoming renewed comes first. Everything else is secondary. Wife, kids, house, job, right? Sleep, right? My belly, right?
God.
All these things become secondary to Christ, last. Those things are last. I want to sacrifice. I want to learn what true brotherhood is. So I'm going to learn how to suffer long. I'm going to learn how to be around in the times where my mind's telling me this is not fun. I want to go home. Right? Right? You like Beethoven. You act like Beethoven. You crossing the dang train. You rolling in the mud. Just to go home. Just to do what? Wallow in your mire? Why don't you learn what unity is? Right? And then if it's an emergency, communicate it. Because that's what it's there for. Obviously, if you ain't communicating that moment what it was, then the Most High showing you got to communicate. Because now you create a narrative of your character that you don't like to help. That's not the selfless sister. That's the selfish sister. We can't have her doing somebody's garments, right? Because why? She's gonna be slack. She's gonna be slack in doing it. She's gonna make sure she cut corners. She's gonna find ways to cut corners. She's gonna find ways to cut corners because she don't like to do what? She don't like to be diligent, right? We can't put that brother on doing signs, because why? He gonna move too slow. He's not gonna be diligent enough in accomplishing the goal, right? We can't have this brother read. Every time we try to show him the proper way to read, he's battling and making an excuse and a reason why he read the way he read. Why he hold the Bible the way he hold the Bible. He's like, is this biblical? Is this biblical? You can't have him do nothing. Because why? He thinking everything's against him. He thinking everybody's against him. We can't have this brother do nothing. So brothers and sisters, we gotta suffer long. Read. This is a charitable spirit. This is a spirit that's gonna get you that celestial body. Right. This is the mindset that will get you the celestial body. Not this only, because there's many other things, but this is one of the things that's gonna get your application. You're gonna skip the line. Read. All right.
And is kind.
And is what?
And is kind.
That's a kindness. To get the potato chips off that carpet. It's a kindness. We got to see that. The Most High is trying to get you to labor properly. He's trying to raise up your spiritual awareness, mind you. Everything we're talking about, right, is to what? Heighten the spiritual awareness. Right? It's to heighten the spiritual awareness because we're trying to get brothers and sisters and ourselves to tap deeper into what? That charity. Right? That selflessness. That carefulness and cautiousness that we're supposed to move around with. As brothers, as men, as women. Right? Because if you move with that lackadaisical spirit with your husband, right? And with sisters and with brothers, you're going to take that same thing back home. And then what? And then now, the house is perishing. The house is dying. It's dwindling. The house, no lilies, no vibrant colors, right? No love in there, no ambiance. And everything's just what? Just dying because what? You're being selfish. You're being selfish with the body, you're going to be selfish at home. They don't turn on. I'm going to take care of my carpet better. Right? I'm going to make sure my dishes get washed. No, you ain't going to do it better. You're actually going to care less, and then you're going to be more and more slow on it. Right? You got to see that. The Most High is doing what? He's challenging us to grow. And we can't create our own standard. The Most High is requiring a sacrifice. So if you like to be up under your family, if you like to just be up under only your household, the Most High is challenging you to come out that mold. He's challenging you to come out that mold if you want this celestial body. He's challenging you to come out that spirit. Right? If you think you know all, the Most High is challenging you to come out that spirit. If you say you want to be crowned with a celestial body, if you want a prize, it's a challenge that you must accept if you want the prize. You can't get the prize without going to the challenge. Right? It's like these game shows, Fear Factor and all these MTV challenges and all this different stuff. They're going through all these different courses and different trial periods just to get to this point where they win this little money. This is the same thing with the Most High, but he wants to see your spirit locked in with him. And he's going to take you through a course to see if you want to go through that course to obtain that spirit. Because that's the only way. Go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. Matthew 19, verse 16. How do we know it's one way? How do we know you got to sacrifice? How do we know you got to let go of you? Go to Romans 12 and 1 real quick. And hold where you at, Amon. Somebody else get Romans 12:1. Hold where you at.
Con.
Somebody else get Romans 12:1. So we gotta sacrifice, and we gotta learn to follow. We gotta sacrifice, learn to follow. There's a lot that the Most High is requiring of us to do, that we must do, to be able to grow and change. You see that?
Con.
There's a lot that we gotta do. Read that.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore.
How do I know that the condition of the battle is based off you following and sacrificing? I want you to read that. This confirms it. Read.
Therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh.
First of all, we would only be here. We're only here because of the mercy of the Most High. God. That He sent His Son, His only begotten Son, to die for you, right? For us. Read.
That ye present your bodies.
That you what?
Present your bodies.
No. Just give the school $100,000 and don't show up ever again. Don't be in class. Don't stand up and read. Don't be a sister that's going to be helpful watching the kids in the back. Just give $100,000. Present what?
Present your bodies a living sacrifice.
No. Just drop a couple waters off and then go home. Present what?
Your bodies as a living sacrifice.
All right, just come on feast days. Just come on feast days and be willing to cook only on that.
Present your bodies a living sacrifice.
So we have to present our bodies. The Most High wants your body. He wants you around a body to present your body as a living sacrifice. He's challenging you to be a whole new you. Every little reluctancy, every little anxiety, anything that make anxiety pop up, depression, worry, suspicion toward people pop up. He wants you to come around and let the light shine on that so that can be checked and corrected. And that's you going through the process of showing him that you're willing to sacrifice you. He wants you to come around and be a brother. Be a brother. Let's start with the brother. Be a brother that's going to humble down, right? Because we got the 6-month rule. You come around 6 months, right? And if it's in your spirit, you join Hebrew Academy, right? And he wants you to come and learn how to be a minister the proper way, according to 1 Timothy 3:1, on down, right? Blameless, not a brawler, husband of one wife. He wants you to learn all those things. But you can't measure those characteristics by yourself. Somebody has to measure those characteristics for you. He said what? Your peers. Your peers have to measure that. Right? He says a man will proclaim his own righteousness, but his neighbor come and searching him out. So your neighbor's there to search you out to see if you accepted the condition of the battle that the Most High laid out. Are you literally giving yourself according to the proper sacrifice? Or are we still giving Cain's sacrifice? Are we still giving Cain's sacrifice? Where we're giving what we want. When I'm feeling hyped and ready to, be around and do Sisters Unity Night, right? I'm doing it, but then I'm only bringing what? 1 bottle of water, and that's the one I'm drinking. Right? A little Doritos Locos Tacos, right? And that's the thing I'm eating. Right? I'm bringing one person in the car, and that's me. Me and my bag of chips. Oh, hey. That's not a sacrifice. Right? Your job can't come first. Right? Your lady can't come first. The Most High said, if you want to serve me, I want to see you sacrifice. I want to see you make the proper arrangements. And we know, brothers and sisters, when you work in feast, you got to work the schedule, you got to fix it and tweak it and doing those things and talk to them and try to get them to get it to where you want it, to where you can be around and do those different things. You got to keep pushing for it. Right? You got to keep pushing for it, but the Most High will make a way. The Most High will make a way, but the Most High want to see that sacrifice though. He want to see that sacrifice. He want to see that sacrifice to communicate. Right? He want to see that sacrifice to humble. You dealing with pride? He want to see you humble. You stubborn? He want to see you humble. You heard something you ain't like that touched your spirit? He want to see you humble right in the moment. Practice the humility right in the moment and get rid of that spirit. And don't let that demon play with your brain. Right in the moment. The Most High want to see you practice what you're being taught in the Bible. in these classes. Not sit in your mind and just be upset. He don't want to see that. The Most High does not want to see that. He wants to see you change. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah 29:11. Right, you like that one?
That was fire.
What?
That scripture.
Oh, come on, you like that one? Oh, wait. Did we finish that Romans 12? Finish that. Let somebody else get that.
Fine.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, read.
By the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
He don't care about your tangible items.
God.
Right? He said, I desire not sacrifice. As far as the bulls and the rams. He wants your mind, your spirit to be in total submission.
God.
Right? Total submission. But if you can't sacrifice, you can't even get the other prizes. You can't even get the kingdom. Let alone the celestial body.
God.
So that's up there. That's one of those up there gifts. In the upper room. Right? That gets in the upper room. The upper room. Right?
God.
But to be at least considered for the kingdom, we got to be ready to make these sacrifices. We got to be ready, willing and ready to fight against that carnal mind. We got to be willing and ready. Read.
Holy.
Do what?
Holy.
And you got to turn from that mind from unholy to holy.
God.
Daily. It's a daily battle. It's not like, oh, bless my mind, Jesus, bless my mind. Holy Father of heaven and earth, bless my mind, bless my mind. Okay, I'm good for the day. I'm good. Hey, the Brussels sprouts wasn't on point. Hey, you know that you gotta tweak that reading. You just messed up my day. It was going good till you said that. No, it don't work like that.
God.
That was the moment you was getting tested to see if you wanted a blessed and holy day.
God.
That was a moment to test if you really wanted a blessed, if you really wanted your day, if you really wanted your spiritual daily bread, where the Most High give you increase in the spirit. He wanted to see you resist in that moment.
Right.
So you can't even be thinking about the celestial body. You can't even do anything to at least work towards the kingdom. Because that's that high level gift right there.
God.
Read on.
Acceptable unto God.
Acceptable unto who?
God.
So you can't give a Cain sacrifice.
Right.
You can't bring what you want to the altar. You can't say, I want to do this at this time when I get to this point in my mind. When I get comfortable with doing this, that's when I'll do this. When I get comfortable with trusting that somebody ain't gonna come in my car with dirty boots, and your brothers can respect enough to not come in my car with the dirty boots, then that's when I'm gonna start giving rights. Like stipulations. You can't be coming to the Most High with your stipulations. Cain was coming with stipulations. Cain was coming with excuses and reasons why he was thinking and feeling the way he felt. It's the way he said it, though. It's the way she looked at me. Right? And you can't come with stipulations on how you're gonna sacrifice your spirit to serve the Father. You can't. It don't work that way. Read it.
Which is your reasonable service?
Why is it your reasonable service to break past your battle? Right? Why is it your reasonable service to daily strive to be around the body, to work? When I say work, I mean doing the work of the ministry amongst the body. Right? It's because those are the things the Most High is going to look at and say, this person has been following the Spirit of Christ. When he clothed the sick, he fed the sick, he visited the prisoners, those that was thirsty, he gave them water, not just water, but water of the word. Not by his standard of, I was talking to somebody about the word at this place, but you have to, that's okay, that's good too. But there's levels that the Most High wants you to keep pushing forward, right? When you learn one level, he expects you to go to the next level. Because there's always a level to reach. Because in Ecclesiastes 44, he said, you cannot exalt the Most High enough. Right? Let's get it. Let's get that one. I don't want to quote it. 43 and 30. 43 and 30, real quick.
Come.
Just real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 43, verse 30.
When
you glorify the Lord.
So it's by giving you that reasonable sacrifice that you can glorify the Most High. You can't give your sacrifice. You can't create your idea. Read.
Exalt him as much as you can.
Yeah, exalt him as much as you can. Read.
For even yet will he far exceed.
So that means you can't. There's never a point where you're gonna reach the ceiling and you're gonna hit your head on trying to serve the Most High. Right? You gotta adapt the way you used to do things. When you come, like you can't be like trying to wrestle against the Spirit. The Most High only got one way for you to prove it. He set up one way for you to prove it. And he shows us every which way we gotta prove it. When you wake up to the knowledge, find a body. When you get around that body, humble your mind. When you humble your mind, push yourself to be a priest. When you push yourself to be and as a sister, push yourself to be an other sister. When you pushing yourself to be the priest, push to be the standard of a priest. Right? Purge out the old man. Right? When you're pushing and you're growing, don't stop growing. Keep sacrificing. Keep being around the brothers. Keep trying to push yourself to stay around the brothers. Like you gotta. It's always gotta be a continual thing. He's looking for that your spirit to be continually burning, like that continual fire. He's looking for that. He says, you can't glorify him enough. Read.
And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength. All
your strength, not Cain sacrifice. He giving the Most High the iceberg lettuce. And the Most High want what? He wants spinach. He asked for spinach. Right? He asked for that barbecue sauce. Right? Extra,
That lamb.
He wanted the lamb drizzled on it. Drizzled with the barbecue sauce. Right? And he wanted it with the strawberries, with the jalapenos. Oh yeah. You see, making your own sauce. Okay. You putting forth effort. You made your own barbecue sauce. I'm using that as an analogy, right? Okay. Just putting forth effort. Okay. But we gotta see that it's no tier that you can put on that. There's no limit you can put on the sacrifice and the attention that you show to the Father. So drop that. Let's go back to that. Let's go to that Matthews. Well, let's read that Jeremiah real quick. And then we're going to jump back to that Matthew.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and 11.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord.
Right?
Thoughts of peace.
So Most High said, he's trying to give you thoughts. He's trying to put you in experiences that's going to bring you to the true peace. And break those captive thoughts. The captive thoughts to anxiety. The captive thoughts that I'm not good enough. The captive thoughts, I'll never be able to overcome this demon, this pride, this ego, this lust. Right? I'm not strong enough to fight my battles. Right? That spirit, he's trying to get you free from that. He's saying, I already know what I think towards you. I already know the end goal I have for you is to give you, like topic, a celestial body. Which is going to give you true peace of mind. God. Where you don't have to battle with pain, somebody, the rape that you experienced, you're gonna be free from that pain, free from that pain that came with that memory. You'll be free from a lot of different things, but you gotta fight. And he's saying, I know what I want to give you, but you gotta fight.
And not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Not of evil. So the next line that we read, the expected end, we should know that means what?
Peace. Stability.
That one thought, when you think about joy in your mind, as long as it's within the confines of the law, that joy that pops in your mind, when you that state of peace you want with your spouse, that state of order that you want to see in your children, that state of kindness you want to see in your rib, that you want to see in your husband, that gentleness, that patience you want to see yourself having all these characteristics, you can have it. But you got to fight for it. That's the expected end that the Most High is giving. But we got to remember 1 Corinthians 15:58. Let's get that real quick. Where you at, though? Come in. We're going to come there. We're going to come there, right? We about to, what is it? Spin it up. We're about to spin it up. Over there. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58.
Right, read.
Therefore, my beloved brethren,
read.
Be ye steadfast.
You have to learn how to become steadfast. The Most High is saying the key to growing, the key to becoming selfless, the key to becoming charitable, right? Because again, it's not a knock you down. This is a showing us of ourselves. We got to be okay with being shown ourselves so that we can learn how to really be on the path. Excuse me. So that we can really learn how to be on the path. And when we're aware, when we're made aware of the path, we just walk that straight and narrow. And we don't deviate. Right? We don't lessen the standard. Right? We only try to add to it. You see that? We're supposed to be building on Christ's foundation. That's why I titled the point, Follow Christ and Sacrifice. Because you're supposed to build off his foundation, not your own. Don't build a fictitious way to serve the Most High. You look at this scripture, but then the scripture that brings the balance between those two scriptures, you exempt that scripture, you exit it out. It don't work that way. The Bible don't work like church no more. You should know that. You should know that. You can't look at this scripture that say, the Lord bring peace and prosperity. The Lord said he take pleasure in the saints. But if the saints ain't acting right, the saints can't get the prosperity. The saints can't get the blessings from the Lord. We can't accept that one little scripture in the middle that brings the balance between the two scriptures that you're looking at to justify your thoughts and your emotions. No. Be steadfast, read.
Unmovable.
Unmovable. Don't be moved. Don't be caught up by random stuff online and random thoughts and random emotions. And when somebody's giving you counsel and you're supposed to take that, what do they say, take it on the chin. Take it like what David called it. What he said? Let the righteous smite me, for it shall be a kindness. Let the righteous smite me, for it shall be a kindness. That means it shall bring you to a state of peace. Right? A state of harmony. Right? You will be harmonious. You'll be able to be in effect in the body. You'll be able to be in effect in the ministry of the Most High. That's what it means when you're being in effect to the body. You're in effect to the work of the Father. He's able to use you for righteousness' sake. Be steadfast and unmovable. Read.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord.
And that was the point of this topic. So that we can be in the mind that, yes, we're going to have this great gift from the Father, a celestial body, if we obtain that. If we fall in line with being able to be blessed for it, we're going to have it, right? But we got to learn how to abound in the works of the Lord. Every time we step into an environment, there has to be a conscious awareness, right? You can't be in that spirit where you're trying to buck up against things, right? You bucking up against the counselor, you just bucking up against the correction. The correction just makes you angry, right? It makes you upset. You start twitching your body, and you just start doing random things, having random thoughts. Just like, why are you upset instead of just thinking spiritual? Instead of thinking just spiritual. Those random thoughts, those random statements, the Most High is going to check those things. If you don't check them first. If you don't accept it from your husband or from the brother or from the sister that's giving it to you, the correction. Because they're only speaking because the Most High moved their spirit to speak to you. To say those things. For you to bear witness on where you at spiritually. That where you're at right now is not that unmovable state, but we're trying to help you get there. We're trying to use the wisdom of the Most High to show you how to get there. That's it. But it comes with that sternness. The Most High said, cry aloud. You can't look at that scripture, try to kick that scripture out your mind, and then just be like, but it says speak comfortably to Israel. And then lump that scripture in there and just negate that. But David just brought the balance between those two. Let the righteous smite me, for it shall be a kindness. Right? Peter brought the balance to it. To the forward corrector and to the meek corrector. I got to accept them both. Because their intention is to lead me into the peace that Most High wants. Through Yahushua. So I can't evade the correction and the things. When I make the mistake, I got to be able to be willing to hear it. I can't be the stubborn woman. I can't be the stubborn brother. Right? I got to fight that stubbornness. I got to fight that stubbornness and get that spirit out of me so I can learn to be more in tune with the counsels quicker and less in tune with the spirits that's going to lead me away from the kingdom. Lead me away from being considered to get a celestial body. You see that? So I have to be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Read.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain
The
in the
Bible
Lord.
is real. The Bible's a real book. The rewards, we said it earlier, the rewards are real. The judgment is real. We see it in our present life now. Some people try to omit it as if it's not real. But he said, as you know, your labor is not vain in the Lord. There's an end goal, there's an end reward. The Most High got your back. But you got to make the Most High your rock. You see that? You can't be leaning on hay when he's trying to get you to lean on a strong foundation, which is Christ. You see that? Go to Matthew, finally, 7 and 13. Or 19 and 16. We got to let go of that Cain spirit. We got to let go of this spirit that this brother had right here. Read.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good things shall I do?
He trying to butter up Christ. Brother, oh, powerful class. Right? I love the way you teach, man. It's just like the way you just say that. Right? I don't know what giving compliments, right? But, you know, sometimes people trying to just butter cats up. This guy trying to butter Christ up. Read. Good master. Read.
That I may have eternal life.
What good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? What am I lacking? But is he asking that to sincerely know? Read.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one.
But most Most High humbled him. Now let's jump to verse 20. He humbled him because he knew that the dude was trying to butter him up. Read.
Verse 20. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up.
And what can we say now in our generation is all these things we kept from our youth up. Now you can come in and say, well, I've been having a dress. I've been having a hair wrap during class. I've been watching the kids in the back. I was at the flyers. I was at the street speaking. Right? I was in class. I was standing up. I was catching scriptures. Right? Brothers asked for coffee. I gave coffee. I was doing the fundamental things. See, all the things that the Bible said, I've been doing them. All the things I used to do as a little boy and a little girl, I'm doing them now. Come on. Right? Right? The high pitched voice like, well, y'all was shot. Come on, man.
Right.
Right?
God.
Butter them up. Go ahead.
What lack I yet?
Come on, man. What else I need to do? I've been there. I've been that guy.
Right.
That's basically what he's trying to say. You gotta be more humble. Read.
Yahushua
Got to do better. Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect.
Okay, if you want to be a perfect man, right? If you want to reach your highest state of righteousness in your lifetime, now, read.
Go and sell that thou hast.
Because mind you, this guy got some money. This guy got some Guapanese. Go ahead. He said, sell all that thou hast. Read.
And give to the poor.
And what is he basically saying to him? Go ahead. What he's basically saying to him is start your life over there. Start your life over with me. Like, let go of everything. Let go of every conception. Let go of every idea you have of what life is supposed to be. And mind you, this guy knows the scriptures. Right? This guy living in that time where we knew we Israel. Right? We in our battle with the Romans and all that stuff, right? But this guy knew.
Right.
But this guy was reluctant to let go of his old life completely. Right? And if he let go of that life physically, he was reluctant to let go of the mentality that he gained from that life. Because he still was looking at those things as protection. She still was looking at those things as protection. She still was looking at those things as it was glorified to be prideful. As it was glorified as a strength to clap back. Right? It's a strength to be able to argue with myself in my mind and nobody know what I'm really feeling. That I'm really upset by what was said. Right? They look at that as a strength. They're like, sell all that you have. We ain't got nothing, so how does this apply to us? Sell that thing, worldly spirit, for a righteous spirit. Put that thing in the pawn shop, sell it. right? Go to Pawn Stars, right? And sell it to Pawn Stars. They're ready to buy everything. They'll bargain with you. Sell that damn demon. Back to Satan. Right? Sell it back to him. He want it. Because he's going to drop it on somebody else. But you gotta be ready to let go of your old life for the Most High to consider you had a celestial body.
Come.
Everything. Everything. You gotta be willing to let go. You gotta be willing to let go. Them old friends. Them old associates. Right? Them compadres. The dude that was with you when you was fighting on when you was about to get jumped and he jumped in, you like, but that's my dog though. That's my stick girl. Right? That's my right-hand gal, my right-hand guy. You gotta be ready to let go of that. He said, he that loveth mother, father, brother, sister more than me, not fit for the kingdom. If you ain't fit for the kingdom, you definitely your application ain't being considered for a celestial body. You gotta consider those things. And what happened?
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
And that's all this class is about. How to store up treasures in heaven so that you can be considered. We want everybody here to be considered. I want to be considered. Right?
Come.
Shoot, I would love to have a celestial body. You ain't got to feel death, pain, sorrow. That's unheard of. Right?
Come.
And you could really be working on that now. You could really start killing those things now. That's why he said you got to do these things now in this lifetime, because he's showing you that you can tap into a mode where those things don't affect you in this lifetime.
Right.
You can tap into that mode, but you got to stay locked into that mode. That's why we went to that scriptures about being steadfast and unmovable, because you can do it. You can literally do it. Everybody in here has the power and the capability to do it. You have the strength to do it. How do we know? Philippians 4:13.
Huh.
Let's go there real quick. Let's go there real quick. And somebody else get 1 Peter 2:21. Somebody else get 1 Peter 2:21. And then you got the Philippians 4:13?
Yes, sir, come.
Read that real quick.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
I can do all things through Christ, which strengthened me.
That's how we know. That's how we know. Think about the things you're doing now. Think about the things that you like a lot of people weed. A lot of people love weed. But a lot of y'all not doing it no more. A lot of chain smokers. Who's a heavy smoker in here? Look at all these hands, man. All right. A lot of hands. But are y'all doing it anymore?
Nah.
Why? No, everybody say that. Everybody give it a...
Reason why I stopped smoking, in general, even before the truth is because, to be honest, I started to hear spirits in my head.
My bad. I was
No.
No, because I was like, because they looked at me like, I ain't trying to tell you all that now. That's how they look at me. You asking a little too much now. I just told you, I took the first step. So go ahead, DeAndre. You said you started getting paranoid.
Well, not really. I really was hearing a lot of spirits in my head. I was, the overthinking was
Yeah, you was
real
hearing
high.
voices.
Yeah. And I just realized it wasn't for me at that point anymore because I wasn't right. I wasn't really myself anymore.
Wasn't profitable.
Yeah, it really wasn't. And then realizing from stopped smoking from 9 months from now, I'm very simple with my emotions. I don't overthink.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of it's just quick thinking too. I'm not wavering in thoughts.
Okay, it helps you be a little bit more decisive.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I'm not like you said, paranoid or scared or thinking about the next step. So.
Yeah, it does a lot. We did a lot.
Yeah, but that's just
paranoid and worry. You know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, found out that it was unlawful. And then, once I began stopping, I got real sick. And that's when I realized that it was actually a bad addiction.
Bad addiction.
And, smoking weed every day, you spending up a whole bunch of money You know, that could have went somewhere else.
Right.
Went towards the bills. Could have went in the gas tank. Could have went towards my kids. You know, that's like taking food out my kid's mouth.
Right.
So, yep.
Yeah, you have to be more responsible.
Come.
You know, but there's also that propelled you. That propelled him. So there was something that propelled you, and the Spirit's trying to propel you now. Why? Without you having to fight yourself. So you're not even in the fight no more. The spirits that you're dealing with, you're not even in that fight yourself no more. You got brothers and sisters that want to help you through the fight. And then most importantly, you got the Spirit there helping you fight. But something propelled you. That was the Most High that convicted you to push, right? Whether it was that reason, He used that as to show you that if you got through that, you could get through anything. You can overcome anything. He uses all our battles to just show us that we can overcome anything. Just use the same method that you used to overcome this battle, that battle. The same vigor, the same passion, the same desire to just overcome it. Just use that same method that's coming from the scriptures and apply it to all your battles, and it simplifies in your head. When you simplify it in your head like that, you're like, oh damn. It is laborious to get it all. It is work to get it all. But you're like, damn. When you just had that moment of clarity, you're just like, oh damn, this is that simple. If I just do this, and this that the scripture says. Now the work is in, are you gonna make your mind decisive to commit to that? You know? That's the other half. So it's important. But where you at?
I was in Matthews. Are you done with Matthews?
Yeah, I'm done.
Flipping.
Done.
First Peter.
Let's get it.
1 Peter 2:21, right?
2021. Yeah. I know we gotta get out of here, so.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. But even hereunto, where ye called before Christ, also suffered for us.
So you gotta go through the suffering just like Christ. Where Christ saw his mother, his brother, his sister at the market, right? And they wanted to talk to him, and he said what? He said, Emmanuel, Thamayam, Bree, Briwai, Samaya, Azariah, Cal, alright, Kalaya, everybody in this room was his mother, his brother, and sister. Because y'all doing the work. So he's focusing on the work. So the family time, secondary. So that means if I have a plan and I have ideas, right? I have something that I had planned to do, right? Man, I had this already set, this date to go do this with my rib and do that with my uncle, go fishing with my cousin Bob, right? And then the brother's like, well, we going down to go street speak with the brothers over there, or we going to a men's conference with San Antonio, with Houston, San Antonio, VA, and all of them getting together. We just thought about this. That means if you love Christ, and if you're trying to live a life like Christ, and you're trying to be a follower of Christ, you're gonna suffer like Christ did. He didn't get off that podium. He didn't stop teaching. He didn't stop focusing on what he was focusing on, with dealing with the people that needed him, that was coming to him for healing in that moment at that market. He made his parents hang to the side. Because mind you, if you read that chapter, it repeated twice that his family wanted to talk to him. They wanted to talk to him. And it's almost so the apostles came and told him, he's like, bro, I'm doing the work. I'll be about my father's business. He been telling his family that since he was 12. And how many other times he done told him that we don't know that the Most High chose not to put in the word. Right. I'll be about my father's business. Your father's business got to be first. The Most High's business got to be first. So if you're saying you're a follower of Christ, well, you're going to live the life exactly how Christ laid it down. That means money, women, cars, clothes, all these different things don't come first. But when you serving the Most High, all these things will probably fall in line for you. And you don't have to chase after these things. You don't have to chase after after the rent money. The Most High will work with you. Right? Boss give you overtime on a day that you're free to be at overtime. To where you can make time to be able to do what? Come around. But you know what? I just got a little overtime on my check. I actually got above and beyond what I thought I was going to get. Shoot, so I got a little play money to save, and then I got some money to pay my bills. I'm good. I'm going to go get some class. I'm going to go be about my father's business. Right?
God.
Because that'd be the test. It'd be right there. It'd be right there. The Most High test you. You're like, okay, you gonna chase the bag or you gonna chase me? I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you a little gift, a little incentive, right, to get you right. But I'm gonna see what you choose. You gonna chase some more money, or you gonna use this space of this? I gave you a savings account opportunity to give more to me. That's what you gonna do. Read.
Leaving us an example that we shall follow his steps.
We should follow his steps. We're supposed to follow his steps. And this will be the last two. 1 Peter 4:10, and then somebody else get Matthew 20:28. This will be the last two.
Count.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10.
Right?
As every man have received the gift.
How do we know that statement, when he said that you should follow, is not optional? Because the wording will make somebody be like, well, he said that you should, not that you commanded to, right? How do we know? Read.
Even so minister the same one to another.
He's saying your job is to minister. The same way you was given the gift, the same way you was given the word. Somebody on YouTube, you see street speaking every day. You see their face posting up a video every single other day. You're supposed to be ready to put that same type of work in. And there's more than just street speaking. That's just what you see on camera. There's more. There's late night counsels, there's early morning counsels, but you got to get to the stage and learn how to do that. It's a lot of cleaning of yourself up that has to go on first. But as you receive the gift, you're supposed to be trying to pass that gift on, not hold it. Read.
As good stewards.
As what?
As good stewards.
So you've been given the gift. Once you woke up, the Most High called you a steward. But you got to prove yourself as a steward. You got to go through the training program that the Most High laid down in the ministry for you to be approved as a steward. But he's already given you that position. But you got to learn how to walk in that position before he can give you. It's like it says, but you're under tutors and governors until the time appointed. We're not going to go there. But we're not going to go there because it's time. But you're under the tutors and governors till the time appointed for you to be able to get the title that you are. You're already a king. You're already a priest. But you got to do what? You got to go through the tutors and governors before you can be put in a position to do the workings fully of a priest. This is the training part. You got to go through the training first. It's inevitable. You got to go through it. As sisters, you got to go through the training. For the sisters, right? You got the sisters union night. You got the garments. You got the cleaning of the schools. You got these different moments where you're going through a social experiment set up by the Father to be renewed in the Spirit of Christ. You see that? So it's unavoidable. So you can drop that. You can drop it. Was that it on that?
Nah. No, sir.
As good stewards, read.
As good stewards of the manifold grace of Yahweh.
That means diverse, multiple. That means there was many times where he could have took us out, but he didn't. As even in you knowing the truth, and he didn't. And he's giving you an opportunity to do what? Change and learn how to be this steward. Not the way you want to, but the way he set it up. Read. Jump to the next verse. In a minister, I'm going to give you a definition. A messenger of God to afford supplies, to give things needful, to supply the means of relief, to relieve. Can you do that by just being on the internet? Can you do that by just what? Sometimes I'm trying to get into learning about the ministry. Sometimes I'm just a ghost. Right? Sometimes I want to be in the spirit when I'm around sisters. Sometimes I don't. You can't. You got to be all the way in. You got to be all the way locked. You can't double dutch to be able to supply somebody means of relief. It says usually a subordinate officer or assistant employed in relation to the ministry of the gospel. So what is that saying? That definition. That means you already been hired for the job. So this job, you don't get to choose what level of dedication you want to give. You get to say it to man. You get to say it to a brother. I just want to do this. Sisters, I just want to do this. I don't want to do that. I just want to do this. I enjoy doing this, but this, brother, I don't want to do this. I don't think I'm made up for that. I just want to do this. I just want to come to class. I just want to do flyers. That's it. You know, I like to keep my body in shape. Can I just come around for the workout? It don't work like that. He said, I hired you. That's the definition of a minister. Somebody has been hired. So when he said, in Peter's, as many as received the gift, the moment you woke up to the knowledge, even so minister the same unto another. You were given the job to become and learn how to master being a steward. And that's how you be considered for that prize of a celestial body.
God.
Become a minister. So let's read this last verse. Read.
Verse 11.
No, Matthew 20 and 28.
God. Matthew chapter 20, verse 28. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered.
Because he didn't just come to just sit down and hear the word. When he was 12 and he was like, I was sitting there, he was sitting down to come learn the word so that he could go teach. When he was asking all his questions, he was asking all his questions because he was hyped out the knowledge. He was asking all his questions because he knew that he was young and he had to learn. And he had to be taught. And he had to come humble. And he had to cancel out whatever thoughts and preconceived notions he may have had. He had to learn to be humble like every other brother. That's what Christ submitted himself to. Who are we to not submit ourselves to that same process and try to create our own standard, our own belief based off of one scripture, and not balance out the scriptures properly? We can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. That's you doing yourself a disservice, and you doing your family a disservice. You're doing your rib a disservice. You're doing the brothers and sisters around you a disservice. You're doing the person that needs you to excel in wisdom, that cross paths with you, right? That little light that they see in you. They need that light to start shining brighter so that you can have a full effect on their life. If that may be your rib, your auntie, your cousin, your mama, your old school, your old friend, somebody that you work with, somebody that you cross paths with on a daily because that's your route that you go. They need to see more light out of you. They need to see a change in the style of speech. They need to see a change in the style of demeanor. They need to see a change in the style of your dealing, how you deliver the word to them. They need to see a change. Read.
Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto.
He didn't just come to sit and learn. He came to, or just hear the word with thoughts of him thinking you know it. Read.
But to minister.
But what?
To minister.
He also came to be a minister, to supply relief, to give things needful, to relieve, and to do and help in every which way where the ministry need him. Not one way, every which way. Read.
And to give his life a ransom.
His life a what?
Ransom.
No, he wanted to give his foot a ransom.
Ransom.
He wanted to give his right finger on his pinky finger where his nail chip.
A ransom for many.
He wanted to give his life, his whole life, every aspect of his life, for a ransom for many. That's what you've been commanded to do. That's what we've been commanded to do, to obtain the what? A celestial body. If you want the prize. See, this is what you gotta do to be striving to get to the kingdom at least. As well. Because we gotta push. Most I want to see push. You don't want to see chilling, putting on from day to day, right? He wants to see push. He wants to see that push, man. So, this is the very last one. 2 Corinthians 2, chapter 2, and verse 45. This goes right with this clothesline and everything goes back with the celestial body. So this clothesline and everything. 2 Corinthians 2 and 45.
God.
Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 45. He answered and said unto me,
right?
These be they that put off the mortal clothing.
Right. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to put off the mortal clothing. Trying to put off the sins. Trying to work off our sins from the old world. Right? From this old world here we're living in. We're trying to work it off. He says, these be they that put off the mortal clothing, read.
And put on the immortal.
And
have confessed the name of God.
And you put on that immortal. You pre-prepared yourself for the immortal body. You rehearse the righteous acts for them to obtain this immortal body. You sacrificed and followed Christ for this immortal body. You didn't care for your life more dear than the work of the Most High to sacrifice to what? To obtain this immortal body. Read.
Now are they crowned.
Now are you crowned. Now you obtain the prize. Now you in the conversation for the prize. And did what?
And receive woes.
Right. And you receive blessings, man. The Most High gives you blessings. And that blessing, one of those blessings is what? That immortal body. Alright, so that's the end of the class, though. I know it's a little late. So we're going to say to everybody online, Shalom.
Shalom.